kommen.
Ich glaube, ich setze ihn mal lieber so um.
Kolmården in the whole world. A forest-clad and hilly area that just a few centuries ago was untamed wilderness. A wilderness that people feared because of the robbers who hid out in hollows and caves in the rugged terrain. Even further back, 13,000 years ago, the whole landscape was covered by glaciers and a massive sea of meltwater. But eventually, as the ground was released from the weight of the glaciers, land began to rise, a process that continues to this day. Over the millenniums, this has created the conditions for a rich variety of plant and animal life here on the beautiful coastline of Östergötland. Nowadays, you won't see any glaciers or robbers in Kolmården. But here, today, I promise you will still enjoy an adventure on the wild side. So let me welcome you aboard the Safari. I am your guide on an adventure that is different every day. Here, you're entering the world of the wild animals as a guest in their environment. So make sure you stay alert while traveling among some of the world's most fascinating wild animals, such as the brown bear. The forest below you is the perfect habitat for Europe's largest land predator. It is very playful, loves to climb, and you therefore sometimes find them in a treetop next to your gondola. The brown bear is an omnivore that hunts both reindeer and moose, but it mainly eats berries, plants, and ants. Bears hibernate in the winter. This means that they sleep, but without going as far as being dormant. They therefore use up quite a lot of energy during the winter hibernation, and by the time a bear leaves its den in the spring, it has lost a lot of weight. The bears also hibernate here at Kolmården, but our dens are man-made. This allows us to keep an eye on them over the winter and make sure that they are okay. We're now leaving the all of the living animals, plants and organisms depend on each other and have their own role to play. Over the past 200 years, it has become very clear that the Earth is not an infinite resource. The natural balance has been disturbed by the actions of humanity. All this can hopefully be corrected, but it needs everyone to act responsibly. An important milestone has now been reached. The world's leaders signing up to 17 global goals for sustainable development on the planet. The goals are to be reached until the year 2030. Two of the development goals are closely linked to what Kolmården does. One, life below water, is about oceans, seas and marine resources, while the other goal, life on land, is about biodiversity and ecosystems. We need to preserve this biodiversity, not only for the sake of the animals and nature, but also for our own sake. A sustainable world is a world where the planet's resources are used in a way that people can live in balance with each other and nature. Are you ready for the next stage of our expedition? We're now going to experience the real savanna and some of the wild animals that contribute to the incredible diversity on our planet. On our savanna, you will meet species from both Africa and Asia. A savanna is an open expanse of grassland, dotted with just a few trees and bushes. The African savanna is famous for its large herbivorous mammals, which attract hungry predators of various kinds. On this savanna, however, the animals don't have to worry about being attacked. To the right, in between the savanna and the lion's enclosure, lies the safari camp. Listening to the animals in the evening around the campfire, and then sleeping in a tent, is an unforgettable experience. You can find out more on our website. The animal with the best view of the savanna is, of course, the giraffe, the world's tallest land mammal. An adult can measure over 5 meters. The giraffe's long neck means it can easily reach the leaves on the trees. Our giraffes are trained every day for their health and well-being. They learn, for example, to let the keepers take blood samples from their ears and to have their teeth x-rayed by the vets. Afterwards, we usually reward the giraffes by scratching them on the head with a brush. That's something they really love. Can you guess how many cervical vertebrae the giraffe has? Actually, it is as many as we humans have. 7. There are many species of antelope. Our savanna is home to the sable antelope with its saber-shaped horns, as well as the lightning-fast little blackbuck and the popular wild beast. The funny thing is that the giraffes sometimes help us to find newborn antelopes that their mother has hidden here on the savanna. The giraffes don't do it on purpose, but thanks to their natural curiosity, they help our animal keepers. One savanna animal you're sure to recognize is the zebra. But why is it so stripy? Not even scientists know. One of many theories is that the stripes are camouflage, while others think the pattern helps the zebras to recognize each other. Each pattern is unique, just like our fingerprints. The species on our savanna are called Grevy's zebra, and they have more and more narrow stripes than the other zebras. They're also the biggest. In fact, they are the biggest wild horse in the world. Unfortunately, the Grevy's zebra is also the most endangered zebra. Protecting and preserving them, as with all the other endangered animals, supports the UN's global goal for life on land. Via the Kolmården Foundation, we're helping to fund a long-standing conservation project in Kenya. Would you also like to help? Find out more on kolmården.com. Another exciting animal on our savanna is the ostrich. Here at Kolmården, we've managed to get the ostriches to rear their chicks themselves. That's not very common. When it first happened, it gave our male ostrich a real fright. So when the eggs started to hatch, it quickly ran to the other side of the enclosure and stayed there. Now, make sure to take a good look. If it wasn't for the wildlife parks, the bison, Europe's heaviest land mammal, would have been extinct by now. The very last of the wild European bison was shot in Poland by a poacher in the early 1900s. In recent years, however, the wild population has been re-established by releasing bison from wildlife parks such as Kolmården. Today, there are several thousand bisons once again roaming freely in the European forests. The European bison is an impressive animal, with a bull reaching a shoulder height of as much as 2 meters and maximum weight of around 900 kilos. The bisons are easier to look after than you might think. This is because they are curious and easy to train, so they go where we want them to when we give them a signal. This means our animal keepers don't have to get too close to these big beasts in the enclosure. But the lion is, of course, even more important to the ecosystem in the real world, where as a top predator, the lion is needed to maintain the balance among the wildlife of the savanna. In contrast to many cats, which are solitary animals, lions live together in prides, with a clear division of work between the males and the females. The task of the heavier, stronger males is to stand guard and defend the cubs, the food and the hunting grounds. The females, on the other hand, are responsible for hunting for food. They hunt alone, in pairs or in larger groups, using the technique of creeping as close to the prey as possible, and then quickly attack. Lions mainly hunt larger grazing animals, particularly zebra, buffalo and antelopes of various kinds. But they may also take birds and reptiles, and the calves of rhinos and elephants. A lion's attack is explosive, as they reach speeds up to 60 kilometers an hour and can jump up to 5 meters. But no matter how careful and skilled the lions are, the prey would usually escape. You clearly need a patience if you're a lion. With lions, looking after the cubs is about teamwork, just like hunting. If several females have cubs at the same time, they help each other out, and they may even suckle each other's cubs. Spotting the difference between the male and female is easy, because the male lion is larger and usually has a mane covering his shoulders and neck. The mane symbolizes strength, but it's not actually clear what the size, color and shape mean for the male's status in the pride or its position with other lions. So, what do the animals at Kolmården do in the wintertime? Well, the lions in the safari enclosure get thicker coats and enjoy spending time out in the snow. However, they always have a warm house if they want to. Many of Kolmården's animals can be outside in the winter, even species from Africa and Asia. This is because, in many cases, they're already adapted to colder nights or wetter seasons. Wild animals are amazing, aren't they? On the Kolmarden Safari. I hope you've enjoyed being a guest of the wild animals, and that it has been an experience to remember, maybe for the rest of your life. I also hope you have learned some new things about the journey, about wild animals of course, but also about sustainability and how important it is for all of us to do our bit to create a balance between animals, people and nature. During the tour, I mentioned the UN's work and its 17 goals for sustainable development. The great thing about the goals is that you, me, and everyone else can help to achieve them. If you'd like to know how you can contribute, visit the website globalgoals.org. But there are plenty of things you can do already. Simple things like reuse rather than always buying new, cycling instead of driving and choosing eco-friendly options as often as you can. Remember too that sustainability is about caring for each other, about treating each other with respect and being kind, fighting all forms of bullying in real life and online, and showing each other tolerance and understanding, no matter who you are or where you're from. It's important to remember we only have one planet, and it needs us more than ever, all of us, together. Thank you for visiting the Kolmarden Safari. We look forward to seeing you again someday.